how would either one of you have known that your partner had an issue if they didn't explicitly say so? I know that at least I know that Ricky, you got to a point where it was somewhat undeniable, and Alicia had to address it. But what do you think were some of the telltale signs for you, Alicia, that you would suggest someone else keep their eyes open for in their partner that might have been struggling?
Yeah. So the telltale signs were, obviously, I used to find empty bottles of alcohol with in the cupboards and stuff, and that used to remind me of something that I experienced with my dad. So we would find empty alcohol bottles underneath the sofa, down the sides of the sofa, underneath the bed, and I started to find that with Ricky, but it wasn't. It was just like, why are you doing that? But I think when someone has an issue with alcohol, in their minds, they think, right, I'm not going to throw it away because that will, then she'll definitely know I've finished that bottle. But then they just sort of leave it and just hide it.
Hmm.
So I did notice Ricky was doing that. He would also like say, oh, I've only had one drink, and I could tell that he hadn't just had one. His voice is not going to change after just one drink. And yeah, I just started to notice him drinking more on his own. And I think that's a big telltale sign when someone starts to drink um, on their own.
Yeah.
And especially when someone says, "Oh, I'm not going to drink this week," and then they do. That's like, come on, you've just told yourself you're not going to drink,
Yeah.
and then you do.
No.
I think that's another sign that I found was,
No,
yeah.
I think that makes total sense. I was the type where I didn't leave bottles around the house, but I'm the one who manages all of the trash in the house. So I would
Yeah.
just make sure that I would just take it straight to recycling, what have you, and I would have the bag of clinking wine
It's funny.
bottles.
It's funny you say that, Ray, because I was gonna say I didn't really want to interrupt Alicia, but she never found loads of bottles. That probably happened once or
No, I
twice,
did.
Alicia,
No, it
because
wasn't.
same thing. I used to take out. Oh, I take out the recycling. I just chuck it in the recycling. But
Yeah.
I would keep it in. I'd keep it somewhere until I
Mm.
take out the recycling. So there was
Yeah.
one or two occasions where she found it where it was in that somewhere. But
Mm.
yeah, I just chuck it in the recycling.
Uh, I love. Yeah. I mean, I've been there, man. I can definitely have flashbacks to taking out the recycling. I appreciate you guys listening to the Stacking Days podcast. I hope this episode added value to your recovery and wellness journey. Before we go our separate ways, let's connect on social. You can find us on TikTok and Instagram at Stacking Days or via the website www.stackingdays.com. By supporting the show, you can play a direct role in amplifying people of color in their pursuit of recovery. The easiest way to do that is to subscribe or hit the follow button. This way, you'll never miss an episode, all while playing an active part in creating the ecosystem where diverse voices and healing matter. This show is for the purpose of education and connection and is not a replacement for therapy or recovery care. For more information on the resources and support available, take a look at SAMHSA and some other resources shared in the description. Until we meet again, be well, one day at a time.